I hope you have your coffee ready, everybody. Good morning. It's Coffee and Comics with Cliff with 22 Comics joining me. Very excited.
What up?
Did I actually play with music and I missed it?
Do it.
The Cliff on Comics logo, did it play with music?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, see, I didn't hear it either. So I'm a little sad, but that's okay.
No.
Ooh, John's Comics with Kids, Phil's Treehouse, Shop for Comics.
What
no
up?
one hear my music. Las Cruces from New Mexico. Wonderful. You saw Will?
Me?
Yeah. Did you see Will in our chat? Or
No, I was talking about the music. That the music reminds me of Will because that's what he plays.
That we have this wonderful background music. For when you buy the collector's thing. Good morning, Larry Jackson. What's up? I can't do fingers. I'm done.
Larry says there's no music.
Yeah, there is no music. It's fine. But it's no music for the doo-doo-doo, that thing.
Oh, gotcha.
So good morning. If anyone has questions in the chat, put them in the chat now. 22, good morning.
Good morning.
So now what do we have here? Tell us a little bit about your channel.
I guess I'm labeled more as like a speculation channel, so I know that like a lot of spec is dead for the most part. But what my main goal is bridging that gap between like spec and your PC, because like I think a lot of books that are necessarily spec or considered spec could be prized books in somebody's collection.
Yes.
So a lot of the stuff that I'll sit there and do is like talk about books that I'm specking on, but I think people should look at genuinely just to have in their PC just to have, because you don't want to be looking for those books while they're on the top 10 list. Like it's too late then. Yeah. So you want to get those books in your PC before that. But like I love statues, I love action figures. I'll review those. I've been reviewing my bi-weekly pulls lately. I'm a cover lover. I just love comics and just like everything that's about comics. So it's more than just spec, but that's I think what my channel's mainly labeled as, which is fine with me.
Which is great. Which is what drew me to your top 10 on Mondays, which I love so much.
Top 10, yes, I love that.
22 is the CPR that speculation needs. Yes. Yes, indeed.
Maybe.
I love how I don't know how I did. I thought I was telling you in your chat one night how I got the X-Men classic version of Dazzler's first appearance, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't know that," and I'm like, "I learned this from your show." I'm like, did you really not know? I was like, I learned this from your top 10.
No. I go through 20 books a week. 20 books.
Now, this is back in the 10 books a week day, man.
No. Like in general, I go through the top 10. I never go through the back 20.
The alternative makes it 20. Yes.
Right. So like at a most, I go through 20 books a week. So like,
yeah,
that's a lot to intake.
It's brutal. It's brutal. But I love the show.
Thank you.
I love participating in the audience and
yes,
and harassing your audience. It's a
yes. It makes it fun.
It does make it fun, and the audience is so all about it too.
Right. Yes.
And I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm sorry, all my settings are all over the place because that storm really caught me off guard. And I've been very lucky because the storms in my area have just been so.
Yeah.
So I'll just take it for what it's worth. So, and now again, in general, this is a general question. It doesn't have to be narrowed to a specific date or anything, but what have you been enjoying reading lately?
Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern has been the most solid book that I've been picking up on a monthly basis. Love that book. Jed MacKay's Doctor Strange has been
Ooh.
solid. Like, if you've just started reading that because of Blood Hunt, go back. Like, it ain't been out long, and they're not expensive, really, books. It's like, go back and pick those up. I'm wanting to pick up The Death of Doctor Strange because he did that as well. And I'm also wanting to pick up his Strange title where Clea took up the mantle of Sorceress Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
And I think those would be amazing. Just because I have loved how he has wrote it so far. I love the relationship that Clea and Strange have. So,
yeah, I enjoy it very much. I love the complications it brings. You know what was
those are my two like favorite books that I've been reading.
You know what was a big disappointment to me? There's an issue of the original Illuminati series.
Okay.
And the cover is all the women in the Illuminati's wife. So the cover is Clea and Lilandra and Medusa.
Okay.
And Sue Storm. But the issue has nothing to do with that. And I criticize Bendis a lot for not elevating his female characters as much as he loves them, you know?
Bendis used to be one of my favorite writers, and it's like he just lost it and fell off. I don't understand, honestly. I know that a lot of people have either not cared or don't like Riri, but I started reading that Iron Man volume, and that's actually really good. I really enjoy the character, and I hope they portray that in the Ironheart series. I'm kind of excited to like actually see that.
I think Mike is great. I think, and don't forget to check him out. Oh my God, maybe tonight. I think he's doing the Stand, and they're on the additional book. I'm sorry, Mike, if I can't remember.
Nice.
I think maybe they're on the final book, or they're on something else, but it helps tie it all together. Or they're getting there. Let me see. He said Naomi with Bendis. Naomi was great. See, like,
was it?
And Jessica Jones is great. When it's his character, those characters seem to. They're on the last book. Okay, I kind of knew, Mike. I'm trying to keep track. But when it's Bendis's characters, they soar. When it's someone he loves, like Jessica Drew or Carol, they glide.
How is his Superman?
Oh, honey, no. And listen. Oh, no.
I figured I'd either learn something good or I'd trigger you, and I was hoping for the trigger.
Honey, I did not put any alcohol in this beverage this morning to have this conversation. Oh.
Mike, we don't talk about his Superman. Oh, that's fantastic.
Here. John is really saying it best with this. Bendis gets a lot of grief for his DC era, but his Marvel era can't be beat. New Avengers, Ultimate Spider-Man, Daredevil, Riri, so much good stuff. Couldn't agree with you more, my friend. My only issue with Bendis is every main character he's dealt with, there has to be a story where they come out to the public. You know, Daredevil is Matt Murdock, Superman is Clark Kent. And then we gotta put the genie right back in the bottle, you know. So that's one qualm I have with him. And oh my lord, I didn't hate all of his Superman, but my God, I hated some of his Superman. It was just painful, so painful. Like, he reintroduced the Legion of Superheroes, which was nice, but it was also meh. And he was part of the whole aging up John Kent, which was but also now I like it better because Tom Taylor fixed it. And then, like, what else did he do that was terrible? Oh my God, he killed the Kandorians, the whole bottled city of Kandor. He killed them. And then Mark Wade brought them back by having General Zod be like, "What are you doing? Why aren't you doing everything in your power to save our world?" And threw them in the Lazarus pit.
Which they really were saving.
Terrifying. What, the Kangorian?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, if your whole town died, and the only people left in your town are you and your wife, and there's a Lazarus pit. There's a Lazarus pit 2 miles out of town. You're not going to go and steal a paddy wagon and load it up with the bodies and ride on out to the Lazarus pit?
Then I'd have to be selective of some of them, and it's a whole thing.
You're playing God. This is a Lazarus pit. We're not playing games here. This is hypothetical fiction. I mean, the game is hypothetical fiction, so I mean, the rules,
Right.
don't apply. I'll tell you what, the hypothetical fiction is a lot of fun because if push comes to shove in reality, you got to choose between lives, and you're sitting there and be like, I love you, I love you like I love my derriere, buddy, but you eat more than you actually do productively in society. So we left you here as bait for the zombies so that we can continue. Really sorry, do love you. I know this is hideous. You'll probably see me in hell. Oh, why do you think you're going to hell? Hey, remember when we reaped Martha's crops, but you didn't do anything to help because you were pretending to be sick? That's why I'm going to see you in hell, buddy. Have a great time.
See, it's almost like you're from the South or something because you sit there and sugarcoat it or whatever. Like, bless your heart.
No, I sugarcoat it because I'm an upstate New Yorker who's half Puerto Rican and half Canadian. That's how it works. That's how it works. I give you the butter tart, right? And then you're all gooey with the butter tart. And while you're all gooey in the butter tart, you can't answer me. That's when I lay the truth on you. And I'd be like, I'm glad we're having this chat. Your alcoholism is deeply affecting me. That's okay. Just eat it. Just eat it. It's okay. Well, not your alcoholism. Yours is fun. Just like Joe's, just like John's. Everyone's drinking is fun until it's not. And then I'm going to tell you. I'll be all up in your DMs, and I'm like, I'm really concerned. You passed out during your X-Men live stream review. What happened? Look at Taylor Wyndham. That's what I keep forgetting to add to the show. I need an intro that says, warning, this show is 18 plus. Viewer discretion is advised. I need that. I gotta remind people.
That's funny.
Bendis may do awful things, but he does it with quippy dialogue. I mean, sure, but they're pretty awful. Now, talk about some wild Bendis. The episode where Squirrel Girl is at college and New York is under invasion, and she's like, I gotta get to Luke and Jessica's kid, and it's just Squirrel Girl fighting her way back to the Avengers Mansion to get the kids. I was like, this shit was great. Like, that was just such a great, like, weird spotlight issue. You know what I mean?
I would if I'd read it.
Well, you can because it's out there, and it's probably in a dollar bin right now, waiting for you.
What title was it from?
New Avengers.
Okay.
So the first thing that I love about New Avengers is they're deciding, because like they met Squirrel Girl and they're like, oh, she's kind of cool, right? So they like have her hanging out at the mansion. They're like, all right, let's feel out the vibe with Squirrel Girl, right? And so they're like, so they have her like in like the yard or whatever, and they're like, okay, let's see what you can do. And she's like, oh, hi, Logan. And they're like, hi, Logan. And she's like, we kind of have a past. And all the New Avengers like, they kind of have a past. And so they do some sparring, and she flips Logan over onto the ground and lands him on his back. And they're all like, oh, snap. And Squirrel Girl's all like, oh, right? And then, of course, Logan knocks her off her feet because she paused to do her thing. And they were like, we like you. She goes, I'm a New Avenger. They're like, no, you're our child's babysitter. And she's like, okay.
I mean, it's a pretty good one to have. Like,
and then of course, so that one's fun. And then the issue where she's at her college course, which she had mentioned when we previously saw her. She's at her college course, and New York's under invasion, and it's part of some crossover. And she's like, I have to get to the kid. And it's just her like battling her way through New York, getting to the mansion. It was so cool.
Speaking of New Avengers, and I haven't read his storyline, but Jason Aaron is like my guy. Like that's one of the writers that's always solid for me.
I don't remember. I enjoyed his ending. I thought it was very theatrical and fun. So I'm gonna leave it at. I thought it was very theatrical and fun. Was it one of the worst things I had ever watched? No. Was it one of the greatest events ever? No. So, but I had a nice time, and it didn't shake down my wallet.
Right.
Oh my god! I was watching Beverly Hills. Axel Foley. I thought Cliff was in the movie. Sounded like him and almost looked like him. Ooh. Wait, who was it? I gotta watch that movie. Southern guy,
Yes.
and shocking.
Me and him are fellow statesmen. Come on now. He's
And
not
good
far
morning.
from me.
Good
Or he
morning.
wasn't.
Oh, I know. Good morning to Brian LCS. My internet godfather, my YouTube godfather, and the Council Comics godfather. Well, it's really funny, right? But it's true. Because like other people will like talk Godfather, whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, you know, Gary B, I get it, whatever. But like, no, but like my introduction is via Brian. So I'm like, Brian christened me, so here we are. So whenever any of my haters or Comic Journey show up, we can remind them it's all thanks to Brian.
Mike, I want to read Scalped. That's what I want to read by Jason Aaron.
I hear good things.
And I've picked up Southern Bastards. I've got that entire run. And I need to start that and read that. That's another one of mine on my list.
I do. And to a degree, I get why. And they're very few, thankfully. You know.
Yeah. That's how you know you made it.
But I haven't even made it yet. I'm just your friendly neighborhood comic gang. That's where I'm at right now. You know,
Even Spider-Man had haters.
Spider-Man had a whole bunch of haters.
Right?
Spider-Man has Fox News on his ass. It's terrible.
Right?
It's terrible living in New York. Woo, but being Spidey. You know? It's like, I saved you from the falling building. Screw you, web crawler. The building wouldn't have been falling if it weren't for you anyway. That lunatic with the bombs is coming after your ass. We almost died because he's after you. We should just tie you up and leave you for him. Like, he released poison gas in the city again in a plot to fight you. This is all personal shit, and you brought us into it. Thanks for giving me 10 extra minutes to live with my little girl and shout at you for this.
I mean, it's a valid point to bring up.
I know it's got like that. Like Marvel Knights Fantastic Four. You're being asked to leave the Baxter Building. Why? You brought too many problems to New York City. But we've been forgiven. Yes. Thank you for not letting the world get devoured. The mayor and the governor are tired of clearing up your crap. Please leave the Baxter Building. Go have another life.
Yeah, it's like Ghostbusters.
Just like Ghostbusters. Just like Ghostbusters. So much like Ghostbusters. It's incredible. I can't even tell you how much it's like. Some of my life is like Ghostbusters. And you know what? Since I brought up Brian LCS, let's take a moment to get a special message from the man himself.
Yes.
Hey, YouTube, Brian LCS with a Comic Book Community Awards update. Just wanted to let you know that we are rapidly approaching nominations, which open up on June 15th. And there is the rest of the schedule for this year's awards. So definitely get yourself ready to nominate your favorite channels. And keep an eye on our CBC Awards website and follow us on Instagram for the latest updates. Thanks for all of your support.
And I'm back.
Phil crossed the streams once and ended up at a free clinic.
My goodness. Well, only if you touch tips, or maybe if you got some in your mouth. I'm really sorry about that. Terrible. You know.
Collecting reserves. What's going on, man? Just got on break at work.
I love it. You're spending it with us. I'm so happy. My goodness. My goodness.
Oh, man.
So, do we actually have any questions? We don't have any questions from the chat. They're just like here.
No.
All right. So I guess this means we're going to play my favorite game. My new favorite game. My new favorite mini game. My new favorite mini activity.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I like it.
I'm glad. Thanks, Canva, for all the cool crap that you helped me do. All right. So this week's Rated or Hate It is brought to us once again by Cover Price. So we're going to be doing the 1-year retrospective from June of 2023. Get ready for this. Very excited. Very excited. So let's begin with our first one. And that is Raiders of the Lost Ark. And how's this going? Are we looking good? It is looking good. Yay! So what do I know? What do I know about Raiders of the Lost Ark? Let's find out. All right, Raiders of the Lost Ark. In 2015, we said goodbye to one Harrison Ford's iconic character in the form of Han Solo's tragic death at the hands of Kylo Ren. Ford returned for one final hurrah as a heroic archaeologist in the Dial of Destiny. Near Mint Raw sold for $12 and 9.8 rated for 300. The movie brought fans back to the character's roots while painfully reminding us that even our heroes are no match for Father Time. Ha! Pun intended. Since then, it seems the hype behind this character has simmered down. So, rate it or hate it, buddy.
All right, so we're going to rate this because I can't hate it. I can't hate it. It's Indiana Jones, for God's sakes. First shout out, like I said, Tony from Tommyverse. So, I've not seen the actual Dial of Destiny.
Nor do I encourage you to do it to yourself.
I have seen the Crystal Skull, which was meh.
That was bad enough.
But growing up, like Indiana Jones was absolutely one of my favorites, along with like him, the Ghostbusters, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Batman, Michael Keaton. Like those were my that was my staple into pop culture. So I don't think this is for everyone. However, if you are fanboy, no, not you fanboy, but Christina. If you're an Indiana Jones guy or gal, I think this is a must-have because I believe this is his first appearance as well in comic books.
Yes,
and like I've got an issue of this that's lower grade, but I would definitely upgrade it if I got the chance. It's not high on my ranks, so I'm gonna say it's one of those 3, maybe, because we changed the rating, or you changed the rating.
I changed the rating to 5. So
okay.
Now to explain. So 1 is I feel it's of some value to somebody. 2 is okay, I think it's valuable, and I know there's a following for this out there. 3 is pretty great following, not for me. 4 is I think it'd look good in the PC. It's an acceptable investment. And then 5 is it's great all around. It's an investment. It's flippable. It's collectible. I would love it in my PC. You know, the whole affair.
per those standards, this book is a 2 or a 3. This is for somebody who is an Indiana Jones fan. It's not going to be a staple, especially the way the movies are going. It's not bringing in new audiences or anything like that I know of. But if you're an Indiana Jones fan, I think you will enjoy having this in your PC.
Absolutely. I too am going with the 3. I enjoy it, but not to that extent where I'm going out of my way for it.
Right.
If a 9.8 landed in my hands, I think that would be lovely, but
Right.
It's not right. I'm not chasing it down. Ooh, Frog Brawler this morning. What's up?
Brawler.
So and don't forget to check out his Whatnot, everybody. The boy is moving and he needs to sell some comics so he can move.
Nice.
So
since it's not one on your radar, maybe looking for a 9.8 right now is a good idea. Because it's probably really low.
Right. Also, if it is on your radar, it's low, so go grab it.
Right.
So I'm big on that. I'm like, because remember, if it's not in the top 10 or 20, then it's probably for you to buy right now.
Right.
Take advantage. All right, moving on to number 9. War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas, number 1 from 2019. All right, so this book, the Agents of Atlas, have been rumored to become part of the MCU. The website All K-Pop reported the news, and sales of this book took off. However, things have died down since then. We have not seen many rumors in the past about this book, and or anything to justify if it's true. We're looking at you, Andrew Garfield. With nothing but rumors and a denial from Jenny Kim, this book was selling strong. Now, not so much. The sales have dropped. $20 for a raw, $62 for a 9.8. I have feelings. Rate it or hate it.
3. This is a 3. I think there's speculation that this may come about just because of Shang-Chi, but Silk's not going to be a part of this team. You're not going to get the team that you see here on the pages. It'll be in just name alone on like a movie or TV show, if it even happens. I don't think we're getting a Hulkling at all. Maybe I'm wrong.
I would like to believe that we'll get their Superman character. And I would like to believe we'll get Luna Snow, because that would be huge. I think
Luna Snow is a solid.
Yeah, Luna Snow would be a solid, and not to mention she was created for Korea's Seoul's Independence Day celebration, I believe, by Marvel.
Oh, nice.
So
okay.
I think getting a celebrated bilingual Korean actress. I hope I'm getting this right about Luna Snow. I feel like I'm butchering something, but I think that would be a huge move. Luna Snow is Korean pop singer and superhero. So yeah, I think if they got a well-coached Korean pop singer who's bilingual to knock this role out of the park, I think it would be amazing. And of course, in my dreams for one of those big Avengers epic battles, I would love if they're like fighting somebody like horrific, like Searcher or something crazy like that, and Iceman and Luna Snow come in and just start freezing him down. And it would just be so cool. And then the two of them will look at each other like, hey.
I think because there was talks of a lady portraying Luna Snow. So I think Luna Snow, her first appearance, I can't remember if it's this or not. Is this her first appearance?
This is her first appearance in comics, yes.
So I think for that a reason alone, more that than the actual team is more of a solid speculation pickup or book. Nonetheless, if you're just a fan of this team, like absolutely you're going to want this in collection. It's down all the way. So now's a really good time, I would think, to pick one up.
I highly agree.
Like outside of that, I don't know that we're going to get this team. I think we could get Luna Snow, but I don't think we could get this team.
Yeah. Also, I would go and pick up the first appearance of Tiger Division. Because that was really because and she is a part of that team as well.
Yeah.
And I do think there's more new characters in Tiger Division, giving us we have a greater chance of seeing new characters rather than like Hulkling and Hulk's son being blended into one character.
Right.
Which I really do
right.
not want. I do not want at all.
No, that's what we're getting, bro. I can about guarantee you that's exactly what we're getting, just based off a name alone.
It's making me nauseous, and I don't want to think about it. I would just love for Hulkling for Teddy to just appear, and Teddy's like, oh, my mom was like, this like, wayward scientist named Marvel. That's it. We just flip it. Your father was a Skrull prince. Your mama was Marvel. And we're done. That's all.
I really thought that Secret Invasion was going to be the lead up to Hulkling, with Emilia Clarke being a nail.
Let me tell you something. I believe that Secret Invasion is basically an aborted Captain Marvel 2, and they Yep. Tell me I'm wrong. I
can't.
Right? Secret Invasion
It's
is an
funny
aborted.
because it's true.
It's true, right? Because it would have been a great story for Carol. And it looked like somebody had that on the table and said, well, it's just too good to pass up. But who can we pay less to do this? And then you make Secret Invasion.
And you kill off one of the oldest MCU characters that nobody cares about.
I care about her.
Nobody cares about Maria Hill.
Oh my God, I care about Maria Hill. And it's a Canadian actress. Don't be crapping on our Canadian brothers and sisters like that. All
No,
right?
she was fantastic.
She is
I wish they would have done more with her. Like,
Dude,
I wish she would have taken
she-
over S.H.I.E.L.D.
Dude, she saved their asses so many times. She was fabulous. You know?
But she couldn't save her own.
No, she couldn't. She wasn't ready for a shapeshifting. Samuel L. Jackson.
They'd take him to the machine that Phil Coulson went to.
Right, exactly. The Tijuana machine, right, or whatever Tahiti. The Tahiti machine.
Tahiti. Yeah.
You know, but no, that's an adjacent parallel universe. So
Right.
oh no,
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah. They also killed Talos.
Nobody cares about Talos.
But I do care, right? Because I don't
Do
think I don't think Secret Invasion is over. Right?
Really?
Like, because in the Marvels, she helped a bunch of Skrulls find a world. And
Bro.
look what happened to that world. And then what has happened? Those disappointed, angry ass Skrulls go with her buddy to Earth.
As much as I liked the Marvels,
Yes.
what?
I was gonna say, tell me when they come to New Asgard and the Earth Skrulls, who had no clue that they had an opportunity for a new home world, find them and be like, let me tell you what these MFers did to us down here. Tell me Secret Invasion Part 2 or the Kree-Skrull War isn't coming. Tell me it ain't coming after that. Tell me those two aren't gonna link up and be like, yo, let me tell you how we've been done dirty. Let's talk about it some more.
No, yeah, I can see that. But I'll say, like, as much as I enjoyed the Marvels, and I genuinely actually enjoyed that movie, is it the best? No, it's not. But you know what? It's got well-played humor in it, and it was just a fun superhero movie or superheroine movie to watch. And that's all I expected of that movie. But the biggest plot hole or the biggest plot issue that I have with, or one of them, is that we sit there and take the Skrulls and bring them to Earth, where the president has basically declared war on anybody that's alien.
Right, but New Asgard can give them refugee status because New Asgard is acknowledged as its own territory.
Right. But still, the fact of the matter is, you took them somewhere where, like, they're already being persecuted
So I'm just saying,
beforehand.
Any writer with a brain would be like, let's do the sequel right. Let's do it. But whatever. Point was made. Let's move on to number 8. This, there's only so many topics that can depress me at once.
Taylor Winters. The Kree Scroll War isn't coming because no one gives a shit.
Tell me it wouldn't be dope. Tell me it wouldn't be dope.
Oh.
Well played. Number 8 on our list is The Sickness, number 1, which hit Tome. A year ago, this book stayed at the top for multiple weeks, trading punches with the likes of Spawn and Spider-Boy. Boy, how the mighty have fallen. Near Mint recently sold for $18 and a graded a recent $61. Both cases are a bust. But if you're interested in reading raw copies, now it's more accessible than ever.
No, fuck this book.
Yo, hate it.
Oh, yeah. No.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, any books on the top 10 are some of the worst books to sit there, especially and grab. Like, if I found this in a dollar bin, absolutely, I'm picking it up. Just on cover alone, it's interesting. And the story itself. But go check this shit out at the library. Don't sit there and pay these prices for it. Not $18. Yeah. Fuck that noise. And
chances are you probably could find... number 1, you may not find the dollar bin, but the rest of the series you could.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even Frog Roller agrees. I like to read
I bet you can find that book digitally for a cover price. Like, it's worth that.
I am not one for buying. I mean, I have digital things I own, but I'm not a faithful believer of that. You know, because like because all it takes is something to tank and go out of business,
right?
And everything you paid for is gone. Do you know how many games I've bought in for my Samsung tablet or my iPhone, and then like a licensing issue happened or whatever, and that's, the game you bought is gone. Glad you enjoyed it for 6 months.
Right. No, I'm all about physical media. Don't get me wrong in making that statement, but what my idea is that if you have the option of paying $18 for a raw copy of issue 1 or $3-4 for a digital copy
of the whole series
of number 1, like, I would say get the digital copy to read it and see if you like it. That would be my option.
I'm going a different direction. If you have the $18 to spend, go buy the trade paperback, call it
right.
You know?
Yeah. You're right. You're right.
Or please use your local library.
Yeah, exactly. Library over everything. 100. This book is a spec. Like, you got to sit there and look at more other popular titles when it comes to indies than this. No, ain't nobody talking about this shit.
Now, number 7 is one of my favorites. Ultimate Fallout 4. Miles Morales was still seeing great sales as the aftermarket continued to boom with all things Spider-Verse. But we've seen some significant diminishes. You know, no more Raws at $398, instead $372. That's not a real drop in my eyes. And graded going from $1,900 to a mere $1,056. Rated or hated?
We'll rate this one. Because I do, out of all the Spider people, because we all know that I hate Spider-Man.
For no reason.
Of all the Spider people, I do like Miles. I like his story. I actually have his entire volume 1. Like, I have all that. I've read it all. And it was pretty solid. Bendis is, good earlier-ish work, I guess. I think the possibility of him coming to the big screen is pretty high. It's honestly kind of stupid if they didn't do him. Along with Spider-Gwen. I think those are some of their more popular Spider characters. So, for me, though, this is probably like a 3 or a 4 on your scale. If I saw it at a discount, I would contemplate it, but it's not one that I necessarily have to have in my collection.
For me, it's 5 all the way. I have a Raw somewhere. So, as soon as I dig that bad boy out, I am going to... I'm going to make it happen. Oh, look, our good friend Joe
Joe! Yo, aggressively relaxing makes one of the best points ever. First appearance of Ultimate Reed Richards still blowing up. It's not the first appearance of Ultimate Reed Richards, but it is the first appearance of him as the Maker. And I want to see the Maker so bad in the MCU. And I want, what's his name to play him? The guy that played the last Reed Richards. What's his name?
John Krasinski?
No, not him.
Oh, you mean the dude from back in the day?
Well, not way back in the day. When Michael B. Jordan was the Human Torch.
Oh yeah, I like him. That could work. That could work for me.
He does good villains, and I think him as the Maker would be fantastic. And I've speculated on that for the longest time.
I seriously do have one propping up a book somewhere. It's terrible.
They should get Dennis. I don't know Dennis.
Oh my God. Watch It's Always Sunny. I command it. That's it. All right. And Fried Green Tomatoes is streaming on Amazon. Go watch that too. All right. Get yourself some.
No, Mark is right. They can use the Maker to reset the MCU. No, absolutely. 100. Yes.
Listen, if Secret Wars is not used to reset the MCU, then they absolutely have no remaining clue whatsoever as to what they are doing. Zero. Like right now, it's like, oh, you guys are a little lost and disoriented, and I hope you really get it back on track, but it's been disappointing. But if they screw up Secret Wars, it's like y'all have lost it. Y'all took greatness and freaking shot it across the court right into the sun, bitches. Y'all blew it up. Blew it up bad. By the way, my nephew and his new girlfriend, who I haven't met, are upstairs, like waiting to meet me, and they're hearing me acting. I love it. All right,
I'm looking so hard trying to find this.
Let's move on to number 6.
Oh, yeah.
Number 6, All-Star Superman, number 1. I don't even need to tell y'all about it. Rate it or hate it, baby.
I'm going to rate it. And I'm going to say 2.
That's good for you. I'm giving it a 5. It's in my collection. It's one of my favorite Superman stories. It's like a love letter to the Silver Age while at the same time delivering a quality Superman story. Mark agrees with me, 10 out of 10. Thank you, Mark. I mean, I think it's great. Now, I realize. Yeah, exactly. All-Star Superman proves that quality reads aren't worth money. Now, I realize it may not be for everybody, 22, but but for those of us who it is worth something to, it's a 5. Although it is tied to movie spec, I will give you that.
So, in all fairness, my 2 is based off the fact of why it's on the list. Like, the speculation is that the Superman that we're going to get is based off the story, and I think James Gunn is going to do maybe something different. And so basing it off of a story is not really a good grab or buy. However, the story itself, because I haven't read it, may be an excellent story, and that's what I've heard from a lot of people that enjoy it. And of course they're going to say that it's excellent because they enjoy it. So I have a copy of this, thanks to Bottom Tier Collector, and I found it out of a dollar bin. With that being said, like Richard from the podcast, he also wants to read it as well, so I'll probably keep it and I'll read it, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's going to stay in my PC.
Right. This sucker's staying in my PC, baby. It's staying right there.
Miles Teller, by the way. That's who I want to be the Maker. Miles Teller.
Listen, I love me some Miles Teller. Basically, with the exception of Tom Cruise, I love all those men in Top Gun Maverick. Mwah!
He was good in that.
Give them all movies. They were so good. They really lifted up that old-ass man, and it was just wonderful.
I'm with you, Commieverse. I got to read it too.
Yeah, and I was listen. I mean, like, I just want to take another moment to bash him. Like Tom Cruise, everyone's like, oh, he just keeps getting younger. Yo, that last Mission Impossible. If you did not see his ass age, I don't know what's left. Oh, Phil's Treehouse kind of agrees with me. Krasinski could be the maker. That would be fun for me. But I do
I want Miles. I want Miles Teller. He plays such a good villain, man. And he was already Reed once, which I know Krasinski was, but still.
Yeah, but right, it would be. But the Reed from the Fox universe being bad, I kind of love it. Well,
that's Miles. Well, that's one of Miles.
Right, exactly.
That's one of the Reeds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect. In my eyes, it's semi-perfect. We'll see. We'll see what we get.
Mark.
Tom Cruise is going to be 80 skydiving between helicopter blades. I was like, that's how we're going to watch him die, apparently.
Nice.
Look at this. Obviously, buy a copy, pull off the shelf dramatically, give it to your children to read. By the way, the pocket-sized version of this is available now from those new DC Digest things, whatever. But the whole story is available now for $6.99. So if you want to read it, it's a great
$6.99.
Yeah, it's a great little read, literally. And some of you may need to bust out the magnifying glass to read it, But otherwise, for $6.99, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong for $6.99.
That's funny. Right?
All right. So next up, number 5 on our list. Spawn number 1.
I don't hate this.
Mark said they thought they're not. I could be wrong. I'm not 100% sure. I know they're affordable.
Yeah, I think Mark's right on that. He usually is on DC stuff.
Of course. I would defer to him. Spawn number 1, rate it or hate it.
Let's rate it. Let's say it's... Man, this book was so mass produced. And you could find this in dollar bins for days, and now all of a sudden people are trying to make $1 off of it, which I get it. Like, I'm all about people making money if they can make money. But at the same time, like, if you have patience, I'm pretty sure you'll still find this either in a dollar bin or a back issue somewhere. It may not be a 9.8, but you'll still find this.
Right, it may not be a 9.8. This book is 32 years old. Let's take that into account.
I give it a 3.
Depending on my mood, a 3 or a 4.
Okay, that's solid.
Because I definitely have 1 or 2 sitting around in the back room. They're probably in 9.4 condition. So that's pretty good. And of course, we all know Durs would give this a 5. So shout out to Durs for your love of Spawn.
I say if you find this in a back bin somewhere for $5 and less, as far as a speculation pickup, I think it's solid. Because Todd's on this pretty hard.
I agree with Mark. Get it for under 30 and run with it.
Clean copy.
Another book that has no spec attached, none whatsoever. I mean, there's some spec attached. The movie may come one day.
Right. Todd's been working on it for like 8 or 9 years, though.
The HBO animated series is available on HBO Max. It's happening.
Has it not been?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, people have been seeing the old series from the 90s from HBO.
Oh.
So, like, that's like an ounce of momentum. All right, number 4.
That was a fun cartoon.
Spider-Man number 7, first appearance of Spider-Boy, first cover appearance of Spider-Boy by Humberto Ramos, the spoiler variant, rated or hated.
Fuck this book.
How dare you? I give it a 5. Hulk Annual number 1 by Gary Frank.
What's the significance of this?
Let's see. Spotlights because of rumors. 1 year ago, this book introduced us to a new character in Hulk's story, the Eldest. Released that July, the Eldest has been a major player between Hulk and the Mother of Horrors. The Mother of Horrors demands her freedom, and in order to make it happen, her most dutiful servant, a terrifying monstrosity who calls herself the Eldest, seeks to reclaim the wayward son of monsters, the Hulk.
$6?
Yes.
No, fuck that.
All right, we're gonna hate it, and I'm gonna give it I'm going to give it a 2. Next book. Spider-Man
Ooh.
2099 #1, rate it or hate it.
We'll rate it. We'll rate this one.
All right.
$12 is definitely below what its $20 value. Like it's been solid 20. It's like Spawn. This is a Spawn book, real honestly. I think this is for some people, but not everybody. So again, it's probably another like 3 for me. If I found it $5 and under, and it's in good shape, I'm probably gonna pick it up. But outside of that, nah.
All right. I am gonna give it. I'm going with a 4 on this one.
Okay.
Definitely one I think is worth picking up. May even be worth hanging out in my collection. I think I may have one. I'm not 100% sure, but it is how it goes. But definitely,
as far as spec value, I don't think there's much of anything unless we get a live action like Oscar Isaac as this character. We've already seen a movie with this character in it, and it didn't jump. So
it jumped at the
I don't
time.
see it
Though
doing
it jumped at the time.
At like $30.
No, but I mean the interest came and now it kind of waned. But
Yeah.
it's been fun to see, and he rears his head every so often in the top 10.
If you held off buying this, then yes, now's a good time if you want it in your PC. But for speculation, no. I don't think this is a good buy, in my opinion.
Yeah. And speaking of, is it a good buy? We've come to #1. Star Wars Dr. Aphra #33, with rumors about Ayla Sakura in any live action project at this time. Ooh. Rate it or hate it?
No, fuck this book.
Okay, good. I hate it too. Thank you, everybody, for playing. Rate it or hate it. Such a good time.
Star Wars is in such a state right now that it's just hit or miss as far as like what actually like hits. And it seems like more misses than hits. So it's not worth buying the speculation on a book with a property is not doing what the people want it to do.
Never did people want to do it. Never.
Animated film, Mark said animated films rarely push spec. They're not as important as people think. Look at X-Men 97. X-Men 97 pushed a ton of books.
X-Men 97 did more work than any animated thing I've seen do the work.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, it didn't bring like hundreds of dollars to those books, but I mean, Deathbird, who the fuck was trying to buy Deathbird books until 97?
Yeah, and she was like, you and your Milky Way ghetto. And I'm like, girl's first appearance shot up the next day. Everyone's like, I want that Milky Way ghetto bitches comic. Where is it?
Oh, push titles as whole ass dollar. Look again.
Mark, I gotta tell you, some dollar bin books, because of X-Men 97, moved up to $20 books. Like Rogue jumping on Gambit on that cover, that was easily a dollar bin book for days, and now people are fighting over it. Some of them, like Omega Red's first appearance, is Omega Red's first appearance. So you're right, it moved like $1. But some of them, that shit is like, oh, the first basketball game, everybody, like
Right. Even Spider-Verse stuff is cool. No, I agree. The Spider-Verse stuff is definitely cool, but there's not been any talk about it yet either.
Okay,
but I don't think, and that's kind of my point with Miguel. Like, it got to about $30, it dropped to about $20, and it had, before that had been in like a $10 to $15 book. And so I don't think there'll be much moving as far as the Spider-Verse books from the next movie.
I agree. All right, so your mission, and you did complete it, right?
Oh, yeah, sure. We got something.
Okay, good. Your mission was to bring 5 items to share with us, and the theme is your choice, of course. So, oh my God, look at you repositioning. Oh, we're finally seeing the couch. Oh, it's so exciting.
Well, I got the screen right here in my face, and I don't want the glare, so it's a whole thing. Hope you're not getting motion sickness.
I am not. I'm having a great time.
All right, five things. I picked 5 books, and I picked artists, like my probably not necessarily my 5 top favorite artists, although I try to get close, but some of my favorite works, their cover work, and some of my favorite characters that they have done. So, and I cheated, and I brought 5 books. We're good.
Phil said he never noticed you were on a couch. Now he wants mental health advice.
It's really not a couch.
It's a love seat?
It's actually just 2 chairs pushed together.
Oh, okay. Fancy.
I should have done this beforehand, but I didn't. All right. So, Esad Ribic. Esad Ribic is absolutely one of my favorite artists, and this Thanos Legacy is one of my favorite covers by him. Like, it's just, I think it's fantastic. This is a 1 in 50. I believe I got it for $1 from mycomicshop.com on one of their like Tuesday dollar bin dive nights.
Yes.
So I love it. I freaking love this book. Shout out DJ Links. I know he's a huge Thanos fan, but yeah, love it.
There's a Thor cover he did once that blew my mind.
Yo, his entire work on that Thor, God of Lover, no.
Yes.
Thor,
No.
God of Thunder run
Yes.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
But that
Love
cover
it.
of Thor coming down from the sky with the hammer was so like epic. Just epic, classic.
Just his interiors. I was like, wow, he kept it out through the entire series. Like, it's fantastic.
Yeah, no, he put the love in there. We got some great. Look, you're right. It was a great series. But that was just a very memorable cover for me.
Right. Alex Ross. I don't know who doesn't have Alex Ross on their list, but this is probably one of my favorites from him, and it's recent. Absolutely one of the most recent covers. I don't even know what this book is. I just love the cover, and I think it's one of the best villains covers that he has. It's just, I want this graded. Like, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Dark Phoenix greatness.
We're going to move into slabs.
We're moving to slabs. Ooh.
We're moving to slabs. Yeah.
I love the leap.
Right?
Oh, there's Velcro happening? Oh my god.
Oh no, it's tight.
Oh,
this is Black Panther World of Wakanda #1. This is done by Simone Bianc, one of my absolute top 5 favorite artists of all time. And this is his fried pie variant. I've showed this off several times, but man, I freaking love this book.
it is a great variant. Also, I feel like, fried pie should pay you for how much attention you give them.
They're not around anymore.
I know.
They're not a company.
It's terrible. I'm so sad. Obviously, they lost all their money making variants.
Right?
Yep.
I've looked into buying the copyright because, I would love
You
to
got so many
continue
fried pie books. I won a book from you, and it was a fried pie. Oh my goodness! I mean, look at it's right here.
Yeah, it's the Dark Knight's Metal. It's the Wonder Woman cover.
I'm like,
fantastic.
fried pies everywhere.
That's the only one I have. We're not putting the plastic back on. That's just too noisy. Another one that I love, I think a lot of people love as well. And this is not necessarily my favorite lantern. She's probably my second favorite lantern. And the only reason I got this done the way that I did is because I wanted the yellow label so bad. But David Nakayama with Green Lantern Annual, was it 2021? Yeah, 2021. This is fantastic. I love his work on this.
I love him. And with the yellow label, it even pops more.
Right.
Yeah.
It just, I had to have him sign it. And I wish I could have had it done in person, but I just don't know that I'll ever get to meet him. And when he was doing a CGC, I was like, yes, I'm going to send this book in, at least have this done, because I think the yellow label will go fantastic with the actual cover. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I have my two DNAs up on the wall.
Favorite artists of all time. I know everybody is all about some Jack Kirby or whoever else. That's fine. But for me, my favorite artist is Gabriel Delato. And this is probably by far one of my favorite works from him. I got the custom label for it, but it's Moon Knight #1. And it's a Frankie's exclusive. And
So
there's
which
the
Moon
custom
Knight
label
#1
to
is
go
that?
with it. Do what?
Which Moon Knight #1 is that? Series 1, Series 18?
I believe this is the Jed McKay. Yeah, this is
Okay,
the Jed
good.
McKay story.
Nice.
And man, I it was straight up covered by. I had to have it when I saw it. It's fantastic, freaking tastic.
Different DNA, Mark. Different DNA.
That's great. But yeah, #1 favorite. This is the George Washington of my Mount Rushmore right here, Gabriel Delato.
I love that. I love it. Oh my God, those are some fantastic books.
Thank you.
Motion sickness again.
Yeah, I know. My bad. I should have
No, I
just
know
cut
it's
the
funny.
screen. But
It's good. I can see it. It's wonderful. I love how there's 20 people in chat, and it's right as we got to the end. So fantastic.
they can watch the replay. It's a good time.
Yeah. Now we need to know where you rank George Washington. That'll be for a different show altogether. Thank you very much.
That's funny.
So please go over to @Twenty2 Comics on YouTube. Like, subscribe, show our man some love. Also find him on IG, which is 22
_ comics.
That's it. @Twenty2 _comics. Look at
Yep.
that. It's 8 a.m. for Cali. You're lucky I'm awake. I am lucky you're awake. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And for everybody else who's watching in the rewind, please, leave me some love too. Leave a comment. Tell me what kind of future topics or guests you're looking for. All right. Again, thank you for coming. Thank you for being my coffee guest this morning. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it. It was a great time. Good fun day. Or Saturday fun time.
Saturday fun time, exactly. All right, everybody. 11:30, John's Comics with Kids. He's doing something. Philtastic Arts, I think, has something now at 11. Go check out his channel. Love you all. Thank you for joining us. And wait a second. Until next time. Love you all.
Have a